comfort food for me as well. Anything that my mom has made when we were growing up. Well, I must address this. We've eaten a lot in each other's homes actually. Me and Sneha, because we went to the same college. I always go back, even now, when not feeling great, and it's instant pick me up, is dal, chawal, and sookhi aloo ki sabzi. It's like uh, one plate right now. Love it. Very recently, we've started having this discussion at home that if we don't make the things our moms did, then we will not be passing down these recipes. Sometimes I cook, sometimes my husband cook, and we really do try to make it the way our moms did, like our memory. I mean, I cheat a little bit, I call my mom also and ask her for recipes. But I think it's so important, because I don't know, it's like you're passing on something to your children. It's as important as, I don't know, giving them something from your wedding, according to me, which they will pass on to their kids. So I think it's sweet like that.
Yeah. On that note, I feel like sharing that I'm getting my mom's recipe book digitized, and I just feel like that's the most beautiful way to remember her, just to like digitize the recipes that she passed on to me.
And it's also to remember your own childhood.
Yes.
Like I get so specific. Like I'll tell the cook at home, no, you please cut the onions exactly like this. Because for me, I'm trying to recreate a memory. So I want the onions cut like the way my mom does it, the tomatoes cut exactly like that. So yeah, I think it's nostalgia.
It is. If the turiya's cut long, it just doesn't cut it like when it's gold. You know what I mean? Yeah, but also superfoods, guys. They're really all the rage right now. We've gone from kale to turmeric latte and whatnot. I'm curious to know, what are each of your Instagram algorithms throwing up at you? And is there a fad that you're getting kind of sort of hooked on to with superfoods? What's Instagram showing you, Anushka?
I think generally I like to eat chia seeds because you can do it in so many ways. You can really explore that ingredient. Quinoa is one thing. My baby boy has just started solids, so introducing healthy options like these. At the moment, that's what I'm really invested in as a mom. But yeah, personally, I like eating quinoa, I like eating chia seeds, I like eating foxtail millet. And the region that my mom comes from, which is Garhwal, we eat a lot of millets there. So I think generally also, yeah. Huh? Urdu also we call it, ragi. So yeah, millets.
Decided for the next 50 days, I'm going to make it a point to meditate first thing I wake up. And it's made a huge difference in my life. Rishma, I know that you have dinner very early. We all know that you have dinner very early. Is that something that you still do?
Oh yeah. I think it just started out of convenience because my daughter ate dinner early, so she would eat her dinner by around 5:30. She sleeps early. And I just thought most of the time it was just her and me at home. And I was like, what am I going to do? Might as well just eat now. And I started to see the benefit that came out of it, which was I slept better, I felt fresher in the morning, there's brain fog. So yeah, I think that's one thing that I do. It works for me. I'm not just I didn't read it somewhere and start following it. Like I said, it came out of convenience. Let's just eat together, shut kitchen. And now it's something the entire family does.
Sometimes kids teach you things without even realizing it, I guess.
I think you should just follow kids' routines. They're doing it right. Sleeping on time, waking up early. It works for everyone.
Yeah, and just being pure. I think that's what you should just follow. But do you have a healthy habit you're proud of?
After you said that, I've been trying to do it. I'm not as good as you, but I would say 4 out of 7 days I eat on time. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I suddenly feel smarter. I feel smarter on the days that I don't do well.
I didn't get that benefit. I had a discussion with Masawal and I'm like, I can only hang out with people who also do the same. And that's very few people. So social life, you can just forget about it. Like people invite us to dinner and I'm like, you probably eating a snack at the time that you're going to be having a dinner. So on some days, obviously, occasionally you have to let it go, otherwise people will hate you. Very good. You look like you have some healthy about routines. At least in our situation, I feel like my kids, they have a lot of changes in their life. You know, we travel a lot. So if I maintain the same routine for them, I'm giving them a sense of, yeah, not routine, just also like some sort of control in their own life. Comfort, yeah, because no matter where we are, we're eating at that time, they're in bed at a certain time. So I think it really helps them regulate themselves better. So yes, meal times are fixed, and yeah.
How would you describe yourself as a mother? Like he mentioned, he got called out for being a helicopter parent. How would you describe yourself?
Usually people describe you as a parent, no? Rather than, isn't it? I think you were usually, I don't know, what do I think? Look, I think I'm very chill, but I don't think a lot of people would think I'm chill because, you know, my kids are sleeping at like 7:30 and eating dinner early. I don't know, a lot of, like, sometimes the playdates are, you know, not working out because of different schedules. So, you know, some might think that's being kind of strict. But in other ways, I'm like, no, stop and like smell flowers and you know, just like look at the sky. Like look out the window. You know, I'm that parent also. So I want them to have like a whole experience of life and just give them, like I said, I think for me, I feel like the routine is important because we travel so much. Other than that, just I follow my daughter's lead. I feel like kids tell you so much, you know. Even this routine, honestly, she started sleeping at this time when she was a baby, and I just went with it. And kids will give you cues, so I just follow her cues. Like I think they are giving you information all the time. You just have to have that space in your life to be able to accommodate that and kind of, you know, go with it. Sometimes you can't because of, you know, other restrictions, but I've always tried to do that. It works really well for us as a family. But you know, each family is different, all kids are different, and everyone has their own pace of it.
I think that if I'm really honest, my children learn that from their grandparents because I think grandparents are inherently slower, they are just in tune and they're teaching children things that maybe we are too busy to always say and the children listen. So I feel my kids get that from both sets of grandparents a lot. Yeah.
In my case, I feel like my daughter is still very young. And I don't think I can teach her anything. Pretty similar to what you guys said. It's how we lead our life. Are we showing gratitude in our everyday life? Are we showing gratitude towards the people who are helping us? Are we grateful for the things we have? Do we think this is enough? Like, are we showing that as a way of example? And she'll pick on that. I don't think you can sit down and teach her gratitude. I think that comes from very egoic space of like, I'm going to teach you gratitude. You learn to have gratitude and then your kids follow through. I do think that kids are just perfect, just the way they're born and just the way they are. And we don't really have to like build them. It's like, it's a very selfish space to say that from, you know, I'm going to do this with my kid. You just have to enjoy their childhood and yes, of course, if you see them ever showing disrespect, and they're not really showing disrespect, they're just being kids. You can always gently guide them, you know, but leading by example, I feel is the only way in which they will really soak things from their environment. Absolutely. It's like we will complain about things and then it's okay to admit it to them also. You know what, Mama just complained about this and that's not right. So they know that even you're flawed. You know, imagine like kids having to live up to like, oh, my parents are like. So I feel like even owning your mistakes in front of your bad days. Yeah.
When I first had a kid, I mean, what a rapid fire with her. Alright, Anushka, rapid fire, your favorite thing in the world. Now I'm going to go with some questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
What's your favorite snack hack?
Only one correct answer.
Huh?
There's only one correct answer. Dry fruits? Is that right?
Cute answer. Do we have a right answer in the audience?
Yeah, but let's not be honest.
Okay.
तो ज़रूरी products के बारे में बात करेंगे.
What's a book that's on your bedside table right now? मेरा content.
By your grace. Yeah, by your grace.
One thing that your mom said that you find yourself saying a lot now that you're a mother.
I just recently, I think I remember that my nanny used to do this with her kids, and my mom used to do the same thing. It's like a nursery rhyme, and I do that with my daughter, and I think that's quite special.
What's the song that you're humming right now? Do you want to just hum that?
Yeah, that's right. I can, and I think a lot of people in this audience will be able to guess.
I don't want any.
Not much. If I can just get through like 30 seconds, I'll just give myself a pat on the back.
Okay, time for some quickies. Idli or chole?
Idli or chole? Idli.
Bangalore represents.
Come on. Tatte idli.
Tatte idli from Benne, by the way. Strength training or yoga?
Yoga.
Hanging out with little kids or old folk?
That's a tough one, huh? I mean, I do enjoy birthday parties a lot. Kids' birthday parties. It's a good crowd. It starts at the right time.
I can see the expressions in the crowd and this
Okay. I hate organizing them. I need a vacation after that. But definitely enjoy birthday parties. I like the crowd. Yeah. So it's loud and pure.
Okay, sing or dance, what would you pick?
Good at neither, but
Not true.
sing, less effort, same result.
Thank you so much. You really are as always. And I just think that you do your own thing. You mind your own business. And I love that. Yes. So my question to you is that what is the most important thing that you have learned looking at your parents? And how do you make sure that your kids learn from you?
First off, I think like
Please.
us, all of us, we are so privileged that we have so much information on parenting. It's like, oh, I'm struggling with this with my kid, and boom, Instagram algorithm is going to tell you what you're doing wrong with your kid and what you should do instead, right? Which is a great blessing. Sometimes it can drive you insane, but I think our parents didn't have that, right? Like they were just doing their best. They had a community, of course, but obviously not as wide as ours. But I think the one thing that my parents did very naturally, and I think it's also because I come from an army background, we lived a very disciplined life. Not like how you imagine like a military home to be, but very naturally routines and for example, shouting at us, nothing. He just said, you know what, you don't have to eat these things, but when you're hungry, that's what you're going to get. And I think these things are important because then we valued what our parents were doing for us, and it really has made me appreciate things a lot. Otherwise, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to add, hopefully I'm doing that, I wouldn't have been able to give that to my kids. So yeah, I think the routines, the discipline, and appreciation for what you have.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.